Well, here we are again, day two. The other half of the power line, doing a little cutting. A lot of cutting, actually. And while I'm sitting here with the engine off on my side-by-side, I want to show you how deep the water was a few weeks ago when it flooded. Where I'm sitting and what you're looking at, as far as you can see, was underwater. And I'm sitting on a fairly high point. And the debris that's caught in these limbs is 7 foot tall. So that means my side-by-side would be completely submerged underwater where I'm sitting right here on this trail. This is the main entrance into this other half. Highway 79 is right behind me. When I tell you the water got deep, I was not kidding. Anyway, I'm gonna go catch up with my son-in-law and make sure he doesn't get too close to that creek bank. It's about 20 feet deep and it's been eroded. Every time it floods, it erodes some more, and I'm afraid that that creek bank will cave in. I don't know if you can tell or not from this view. Angles are hard to tell on camera, but this grass and weeds in front of my side-by-side are about 5 feet tall. There's the front of my hood. There's the weeds. Just to show you what we're dealing with today. It's getting a little deep in here. The weeds as tall as my door, taller than my hood. I gotta turn the camera off, put both hands on the wheel here. This is a beautiful spot back in here, right off the power line. This is a hunting lane, one of them, an offshoot off of the power line. This place is just so peaceful looking. We still got a little bit more cutting to do in here, but water was deep in here too. You can see the debris up against the trees, hung up in the trees. Kings Creek makes a big circle about 500-600 yards right straight through the woods, and it straightened out. It came right through here. You know it's deep when this was all going uphill. You can't tell that from the camera probably, but I'm sitting lower, much lower than the actual power line out there. This is the actual Kings Creek that runs through the power line. It's about 30, 40 feet across from edge to edge and about 20 feet deep. The very edge of the creek used to be 15 feet that way. And now it's right there. Right there where my finger is. Through the grass, there's air on the other side. And that presents a problem because I used to be able to drive my tractor on both sides of this tower stand. And now it's unsafe to even walk beside it. Because just 2.5 feet over is the creek bank that's also undercut, which means any weight on there will collapse. And we're gonna have to move this tower stand need to replace the steps anyway. I haven't hunted this in about a year or two. I'm gonna have to lean this over and pull it away from this creek about 200 yards so it'll be safe to hunt in again. To me, that's amazing what erosion will do. 15, 20 feet out that way used to be the bank just 3 or 4 years ago. And now it's 2.5 feet away. Absolutely amazing. Well, that's a wrap on today's cutting. I ended up on the John Deere myself to do some sketchy stuff on a steep bank. About a 10, 12 foot drop, about 50, 60 yards, not 60, 50, 60 feet long. And I just didn't want my son-in-law to be dealing with that. So I've done it many times and know right where to place front wheels headed downhill and everything. So we knocked that out. I didn't get any more footage, but that wraps up today's cutting over on day 2, section 2. Anyway, I appreciate you being here and thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed and liked my content, please subscribe. That would help me out tremendously in the long run. And I much appreciate you. Thank you and take care.